5, role play number 4. We have John Thayer, Tammy Steele, Sam Seats. I will be interviewing Sam first, and Tammy will be the observer. All right. Hey, how's it going, Sam?
Oh, it's going.
Well, you probably remember why I'm pulling you into my office today. Remember last week or a couple weeks, I guess, I pulled you in and we were kind of discussing some of your options. I gave you a little bit of homework to do, and I also had some homework for myself, and I just wanted to catch up with you on how everything was going.
Actually, I haven't gotten much done.
Okay, that's definitely senioritis kicking in, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that might be going on? Fill me in.
Nothing really. Basketball tournaments going on, so we've been going to those and just hanging out with friends.
Yeah. Staying busy. Senior year.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, we've only got a couple more months of school left, which can be a good and a bad thing. But we were kind of going over some options. The homework that I did give you was to look at some colleges or possibly some majors. Did you happen to get a chance to do that?
Um, well, I thought about it some more, and I think we were right as to maybe not doing the hairstyling since it was just an easy way out. But past that, I haven't settled on anything. I mean, I've thought about nursing, I've thought about physical therapy, and then I've thought about teaching, but I don't really know anything for sure.
Okay. Well, before I pulled you in, I was going through some of my notes, and you mentioned that you were strong in sciences, and you also mentioned that, the cosmetology thing. I did pull some information from some of the colleges for you about the cosmetology. There's a couple schools nearby. EWC in Torrington has some. Um, that is an option. I pulled out a couple of other small schools that have that for you, but it seems like your mind has changed a little bit. Maybe that's our plan B. But
Okay.
let's kind of move forward on this college thing. Um, so what were those things again that you mentioned?
Well, maybe nursing or teaching or physical therapy or I don't know.
Okay, those are all great professions, and there's a bright future for them. I think they can provide a lot of opportunity. The schools that I did pull for you, kind of the local ones, University of Wyoming, Casper College, Chadron State. I'd like us to kind of look at those and see if any of them would fit where you want them to go. Um,
Okay.
One other thing I did is I pulled your ACT, your academic records, your GPA, and your ACT. Like you said, you were very strong in science. You scored 26 there, but your overall comp was a 22. Have you heard of the Hathaway Scholarship at all?
No.
Okay, so I also have information on this. The Hathaway Scholarship is set up so that students that are residents in Wyoming get parts of their college paid for if they decide to go in-state. So where you're at, there's 4 different tiers, and with your GPA and your ACT score, your GPA being a 3.6, ACT your overall is a 22, that puts you in the tier 3. And what that means for you is that you qualify for $1,200 per semester of college if you decide to stay in state.
Okay.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a really good deal because that pays for school. I did give your parents a call to see You know, you mentioned last time that you weren't sure if your family had enough money for you to go to college or if that was an issue. I did give them a call, not to check up on you or anything. It was just to see what their thoughts were on you going to school. They did mention that they were concerned that you weren't serious about it, and that's something that we weren't going to go into. We were just, I wanted to find out, you know, where they were financially and if they would support you. Another good thing is they want to support you financially. They said that they're limited on their, their money, but when I told them about the Hathaway Scholarship and how you were pretty strong in your academics, and with them, that we can probably make things work for you. So, with that being said, financially, it looks like you're sitting pretty good. I'm gonna have you fill out a FAFSA form, and then we'll fill out some other paperwork that I'll give you to work on. But right now, I'd like us to look at colleges. Are you looking at maybe a bigger school like University of Wyoming, or smaller, possibly Casper College or EWC? What are your thoughts?
I don't think I want to go too big.
Okay. Well, Casper College is kind of in between, and EWC is going to be smaller, and University of Wyoming obviously is larger. You know, there's about 28,000 people that live there. It's 10,000 students in the college. They have a lot of different degrees there, you know, and the ones that you mentioned, like nursing, teaching, and physical therapy. I do know for a fact they have a nursing school, which would be great for you if you decide to go that route. They also have a good, strong teaching program. The physical therapy, you could get your basics, and then they don't have a physical therapy school, but you could get your, pre stuff done there. So the larger school gives you probably a little more options, but like you said, it's not always desirable. What are your thoughts on the bigger school?
I guess I just don't want to have to hustle across campus from class to class, and I don't have very reliable transportation, so if I have to hustle across or drive across in a cold morning, my vehicle probably won't start. So that's mainly my only reason of not going to a big college.
Transportation?
Yeah, that and
Okay.
just not wanting to have to rush.
Yeah. Yeah, when you go off to college, you definitely are on your own, that's for sure. Whether you go to a small school or a large school, being responsible and showing up on time. So that's good that you're aware of that kind of thing. But, I know for myself, I went to the University of Wyoming, and I was fortunate enough to get an apartment, only a block behind the college, so I hardly ever drove. And, whenever I come home on the weekends, I just catch a ride with someone else that, is from my town. So does that help alleviate any fears or still any more concerns?
Well, I guess I thought I'd have to live on campus.
Right. So your first semester you'd have to, or your first year they usually require you to stay on campus. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about driving there. Staying in the dorms, which can be fun and can be quite interesting. That's for sure. And they have several different options there for you, if you want a single or a double. But I think it's great. You're a pretty sociable girl. You can, meeting someone new and all that networking, I think that's a positive thing for you. And it kind of, it's a great experience for college, I would say.
Okay.
Are there any other fears or concerns or anything like that about going to a large school?
Um, Not really.
No? Um, University of Laramie is cold and can be windy and brutal, but it's also a very good school. And, with these majors, would you like me to pull information on those majors or those degrees that you mentioned?
Sure. That would be nice.
Okay. I can do that. Um, where are you at, like on a scale from one being uh, you really don't care about going to college to 10 being that's definitely what you're going to do?
Mm, probably a 6.
6? Okay. So what would be something that would be make things a little more decisive for you?
Probably knowing what my friends are doing and making sure I can afford it.
Okay.
Like if I do get the scholarship and if my parents are serious about helping.
Yeah, I think that was something you mentioned last time that you were concerned about, and I pulled all of that information and got some from your parents. I think financially you'll be all right. So at this point, we'll continue to work on that. I don't want that to be a fear of yours, or a reason why you don't go. I think we're good to go there. I can't guarantee that, it's all going to be paid for or whatnot, but I think you're going to be sitting pretty good. So what I really want you to focus on is maybe a major, and is a school a very good fit for you.
Okay.
Um, do you have friends that might be going to the University of Wyoming?
Um, I don't think I've heard anyone for sure. Like most of my friends are leaving this state, going far away.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that for myself, I didn't, I had no intentions of going there, but then when I found out the money was there and I was fairly close, I was large, so I didn't see everyone that I knew, so I got a,
Yeah.
a fresh start, which was good. I was still away from my parents, but I could come home, so it's got its good and bad, that's for sure. And financially, I think we're at the point, staying in is about your option. If you go out of state and get very far away, we're going to have to look at other things, and it may be kind of difficult getting that money. Um, how about Casper College? That we'll start. I guess we went with the big one. Now the middle one there, Casper College. Have you ever been to Casper before?
No.
No.
How
Okay.
far away is it?
Uh, it's about 2 hours from here, maybe three.
Oh,
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good distance away. It's pretty busy town, so there's a lot to be doing. A lot to do, shopping and activities and all that stuff. The college is a lot smaller. It's only about 3,000 students. So you will know many of the students that are on campus. Um, One advantage to that is that your classroom sizes are going to be smaller. Um, you'll know your teachers' names, you'll know a lot of your classmates, and the only downfall really for you is that the physical therapy, they'll have a pre-physical therapy, same way with nursing, kind of a pre-program, and teaching also. But it can be good. It's a lot cheaper for you financially, and your credits will also transfer to a larger school. But if you're only looking to go for a couple of years, that may be the route.
okay.
Do you have any questions for me about Casper?
Um, so if I do the course and I stay with the pre-program, you said it'll transfer to colleges in state, and are there colleges in state that have those programs?
Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, we're in the state of Wyoming where there's only one university. I guess not unfortunately, it's a good thing, but a lot of states have other universities. Those credits that you do get at Casper College will transfer to other colleges out of state, but we also have to remember financially,
Hmm.
the scholarship money that we have found for you only stays in state here. So kind of a good and bad there.
Okay.
Um, does that sound good? Is it there good or bad there?
It sounds better than the other one.
Yeah, yeah. I really think that would be a good option for you. Um, I really do. Just starting off small and it's not so intimidating. Plus, you still have the option to explore other majors. What other questions do you have for me?
Are there other scholarships?
Yes, there are. So once I'd like to, by the end of today, get the scholarship information for you. Um, we'll apply for those three colleges.
Mhm.
That's kind of a general app. And then once we've applied and we fill out the Hathaway stuff, you can start applying for individual scholarships at this school. So sometimes it'll cover things like room and board, which is your dorms and food. And you can also cover like books and other expenses. And I have a packet um, in my office that's full of information there. And I'm more than happy to help you, dig through that and fill out those apps and all that stuff. So try and
Okay.
get you some money there. Um, any other questions on Casper College?
Mm-mm.
No. The last one, and I don't know if you're interested at all or not, is Eastern Wyoming Community College. The state of Wyoming has 4 community colleges. The only reason why I made EWC one of those for you is because it's fairly close. You should be familiar with Torrington, being in the area. But it's a lot more of like an associate's degree. You can, a year, maybe 2, and you have an associate's degree and you go right into working. Um, Also, like Casper College, those credits transfer on to other universities. So it's not just 2 years and you're done. You can continue on your education. Any thoughts on that?
Um, I guess if I'm gonna go to a 2-year and then transfer to another one, I might as well just go to one I can get my 4-year at.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on 2-year and 4-year? You'd rather go to the 4-year? Rather go to 2-year?
I think I'd rather go 4-year if I was gonna go.
Okay. That's what I would recommend personally. Um, what are any other thoughts or concerns or questions you have for me?
Um, Not really. Maybe just finding out more about what I'm interested in. Like, I know we said maybe we do a personality test or something and just seeing what I'd be better at.
Right, yeah, and I actually have that written down here in my notes. There's an ASVAB test that's going to be given next week. I wasn't sure if you were still wanting that. Like I said, we're kind of running out of time. So we need to lock down a couple of schools as options. And then, you don't have to declare a degree or a major for another year or so. But I'd like to kind of get that paperwork done there, and then we can work on discovering a major for you or area of study. Are you okay with taking the ASVAB test next week?
What class can I get out of?
It'll probably be the second half of the day on Friday.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Well, I will get you signed up for that, and I'll let the office know about that. And that, like you said, that will help you to decide, a major or something like that. Is there any information that you want me to pull for you?
Maybe more on the programs for the nursing and physical therapy.
Okay. Those are great professions, and the deal, they pay very well, and I think that you would make an excellent nurse or physical therapy. And those two professions, you can go several different levels with that, and you can just do basic stuff, or you can go up to surgical. I mean, there's a ton of options, and I definitely feel like you're academically sound enough to do well in that. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited. You've really given me a lot to work with this time. Um,
Okay.
are there any questions or concerns or anything I can do to help out anymore?
I don't think so.
Okay. Uh, Before we go, how's life though? Now that we've got through all this academic stuff, how's life?
It's good, just waiting to graduate.
Yeah, get the heck out of here, huh?
hmm
Anything else?
No.
No? All right. Well, I will probably pull you in next week, probably on Wednesday, before and let you, before you take that test and everything, get you some of this information. If you have any questions, email me, um, stop in, whatever you need to get me this. If you have any questions, and I'm here for you. So
Oh,
whatever I can do to help you out.
okay.
What I would like you to do, though, for a little homework for you, is to look at those schools, okay? Try and go online and take some time to check them out, because it's kind of a big decision.
Okay, I can do that. I'll probably have my mom and dad help.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be even better. Alrighty, Sam. I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Sure. Alright, Tammy, let me have it. I know I talked a lot.
Um, it was good, John, and you did a lot of post-secondary planning with Sam, which is good for her to start thinking about during her senior year. You did a lot of summarizing and information giving. You continuously asked Sam about her thoughts about the information you found for her, and also asked her a lot about what she was looking for. You used a lot of bibliotherapy quite a bit in regarding the information on the colleges and scholarships and stuff, so that was good.
Mhm.
I thought maybe the student was disinterested. She wasn't interested in college because even though she gave a 6 on the rating scale when you asked her about her interest of college, her main concerns was affordability and friends' plan. I'm not sure where I get that from, where she's not really interested in college, but that's just what I see from the way she responds to you and stuff. Maybe that was kind of validated when you asked her about the ASVAB. She quickly said, well, what class can I get out of? So I'm not quite sure how serious she is. But otherwise, it was a good interview and a lot of good information, John.
All right, thank you.
I agree. It was a lot of good and helpful information, especially if the student is motivated. So it was good to have that knowledge.
Alrighty. Did you feel like I felt like I was doing a lot of talking, but I think I had a lot of information.
You did. You did have a lot of information.
Yeah. I mean, was it informative or was it babbling?
No, it was very informative.
Alright.
Maybe check in more often, like give a chunk of information and then just kind of check, like you did, but maybe a little more checking and not so much chunks of information. Just break it up a little bit. Maybe then you wouldn't feel like you're talking all the time.
Okay.